In this video, we will be looking at problems 7 through 10 of the Unit 1 review. In the first video, we did problems 1 through 6. So for those, you'll need to go back to the Part 1 video. So let's look at problem number 7, which is, they've given us the function f of a equals a squared minus 5, and they want us to evaluate it for when x is negative 0.5. So we write our skeleton. I should say a is 0.5. So this is going to be a squared minus 5. And from there, we put our a value in, which is negative 0.5. 0.5 here, and that's a negative. So now we're just going to take the calculator. So here we have our calculator, and we're just going to type this in exactly as is. Open parentheses, negative 0.5, close parentheses, square it, and then subtract 5. Our answer then is negative 4.75. So I just typed it in exactly as it was from the skeleton, and the calculator did the arithmetic for me. So I get negative 4.75. Now I need to enter this into the griddable, or when I take the EOC test, even though I got the right answer here, if I don't put it in the griddable correctly, I will not get credit for it when I take the star in May. So because it's negative, we need to have a negative there, and we color in the negative sign. And get this a little higher for you. Now, we have a 4, so we put that here, we color in the 4. We have a decimal. It gets its own column, and it has its own special circle for a decimal. Then we have our 7 and our 5, and we just color in the appropriate circles for the 7 and the 5. So here we have negative 4.75. We do not need any zeros before or after. Okay, problem number 8. It says find the range for g of x equals 8x squared minus 3 given the domain negative 1, 0, and 1. So what I'm going to do for this is just go ahead and use the calculator. So I'm going to go to y equals, and I'm going to enter in the function that they gave me, 8x squared minus 3. From there, I'm going to look at the table of values, which is second graph. I need the first value to be for x being negative 1. That value is 5. My next domain value is 0, so my next range value will be negative 3. And then 1 also gave me a 5. So when I write the range down for this, I only have to include that 5 one time. This is a set that includes the smallest number of negative 3, the largest number of 5. And then I'm done. So all we had to do was take the equation, put it into y equals, look at the table, and find these x values, and then their corresponding y values. The graph on number 9 is of g of x. So this is our function right here. This is the graph of the function, and they want to know what the value of the function is if x equals 4. So I'm going to come over here to 4. Here's where x equals 4, and I'm going to go up until I'm on the graph. So what is the y value here? Now we need to be careful because it looks like it might be 1, but then when you look at how they're counting, they're really counting by 2's. 2, 4, 6, 8. So this y value is going to be 2. So we go ahead and put the 2 here. Because 2 is positive and we don't write a plus sign in front of our positive numbers, we don't have to write circle in the plus sign, but if you want to, you can. So I'll just go ahead and do it on this one just to show it's okay to do that. So here we have the value of this function when x equals 4 is 2. Okay, the final problem for this video is going to be problem number 10. It says the table of values for the function f of x is given below. So here's our x value, which is our domain and our input. Here's our output, our range, our y values. It says which of the following is equal to f of 3. So in this case, we need to remember that this 3 is actually our x value. So we're going to the x column and looking at the 3 and saying what is the corresponding y value. And in this case, it's also 2. Just like in problem number 9, we had a 2 there. And in number 10, we also have a 2. So this is part 2 of our review for the unit test 1. And we have one more video which will take care of the back of the document that you have.